do you have access all areas? Could you just go and stand side of the stage?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Dear Download, a podcast about Download Festival, music and the industry, and all other aspects related to rock and metal. This episode is a super special bonus.
Sorry.
Doing
I was just getting hyped. I was getting hyped up for it. I was like your wingman there. I was going to start throwing up all sorts of like gang signs and
Yeah.
yo.
You haven't forgotten that we're recording the videos to put on YouTube for these now, have you?
Oh, that's why I was doing it, because now I
right.
can do things and
Now I
people can see me.
things. Yeah. There's been so many episodes in the past where you've done stuff to put me off, but people haven't seen what you're doing. So yes, they can do that now.
Now they can
Anyway,
witness. Sorry.
right, stop it, idiot.
Sorry.
This episode is a bonus episode where we interviewed Leighs Martins Waring, who is PR for LD Comms, who work very closely with Download, as I'm sure you'll hear in the interview.
Yes, she's great. You know, these people that work at Download work so hard to get it going, and you can tell that she loves what she does and she's happy with all the rest of the team, and they're all working as one big sort of, eco sort of, their own stratosphere to kind of get everything for Download to function. So it's just interesting to talk to someone that's within that wheelhouse and someone that we've had a close sort of relationship with for the last couple of years. Obviously playing Download. So yeah, it was a great combo.
And like you said, we've been in contact with her for a long time now regarding getting accreditation and things like that. I'm curious if other people actually get her if they email Download, or whether we've got like an inside person that doesn't normally deal with people like us. But I don't know. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, I think I said on the podcast before, last year we didn't apply for accreditation because we got we got our accreditation through RIP and through performing, and she actually emailed me a couple of weeks before Download and was like, "We haven't got an application for you. Are you? Why haven't you applied for accreditation?" or something along those lines. And I was like, just that feeling of they're basically contacting us going, where is it? Where
are you? Why are you not here? Yeah,
Yeah.
I get what you mean. Yeah. It's nice to be held within that regard, sort of why people are saying, wait a minute, you guys are coming, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's things like that I'll never ever forget, long after we stopped doing the podcast. It's really cool stuff. And I think it was it was her team who invited us to the press event a couple of years ago. I can't remember if we bring that up in the interview, or was that before? I can't remember. Look, we went to a press event in 2023, and then you'll hear me ask about, bring up stupid emails. 2024, I emailed her saying, "Can we come to the press event again this year?" And she was like, "No, it doesn't happen every year. Go away." She didn't say go away. Stop it. Yeah, it's really cool stuff. I don't need to email her too much, but yeah, every now and then I'm like, can we get this? Can we? Hey, I've got a great idea. We want to break a world record at Download, or give us this patch of land in District X to run like like the takeover. I haven't done those. That's what I want to do, and that's what I want to bring up in the email.
Wait until next year when we say we've got influencers all in football teams. Give us some land so we can start by the side.
Stadium. We'll bring the stadium. Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we want an inflatable stadium so we can blow it up every year and then put it back down. And we want a football pitch in the middle, please.
Yeah, that'd be great. Wow, so many ideas. Leighs, I'm sure you'll probably listen to this after. You'll hear from us soon, okay?
We're getting
Get-
Adam's getting another list
Get
together.
ready. Prepare yourself for our ideas. It was really cool to have her on and speak to her and find out more about what she does after all this time. So this episode we are joined by Lage Martins Waring, who we've been in contact with for probably a couple of years now through Download. She's actually, well, we'll find out exactly what she does from her, but as far as I'm aware, she works in PR for LD Comms, is it? Not for Live Nation, it's not for
No.
Download itself, but yeah, it's a separate thing.
Yeah.
Lage, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So so like we said, we do want to go through what it is you actually do when Download's happening and sort of in the background. My first question is though, on a scale of 1 to 10, how annoying are my emails? Because I'm thinking, because you deal with all the sort of the famous people, like you probably had like Robin Romesh on the phone, and then you get an email from me saying, "Hey, can we come and see the arena on Thursday when nobody else can come in?" And you probably say, "Yes, that's a great idea."
They're not annoying. So is it one least annoying?
Yeah, one is
It could be.
hang on. No, I didn't think about that.
10 most annoying?
10
Yeah. So he's a 1 on the
10
scale. So that's
Yeah,
it's
you
not
can be
annoying.
a 1. You can be a 1. It's not annoying. That's my job.
Okay, amazing. Thank you.
That's what I'm paid to do, so don't you worry.
Do you want to tell us and sort of the listeners what exactly you do?
Yeah, so I am account manager, so at LD Comms. So we are a PR agency. So it means that we have like multiple clients, lots of different things. Every day is different. But Download is my baby. That's
Nice.
obviously, we don't want to have favoritism here, but it is, a personal favorite of mine. But I've been going to Download since I think 2009. So I went like just kind of punter, went to see like some friends play and things, and then went as a journalist. So I used to kind of interview all the bands and things like that. I did that for a few years, and then I started working at LD 10 years ago. So I've worked on the PR side for 10 years, and then kind of headed up the account. I think I want to say 4 years. I should know that. Maybe 3, maybe 4. But it kind of all blurs into one. But I do really love it. It is my favorite.
But I've been curious, what is it you actually do during the festival then? Because you said to me a few times, everybody's really, really busy there. Obviously the band bookers are dealing with bands all the time, and Jenny and Danica are sorting their District X out as well. So what do you do?
So we handle all the press. So we have 500 press on site. So
Wow.
It's a lot of people to kind of look after. So we have, I think usually about 500, and that's press, and then kind of content creators as well. And then so we have a press area and we run all of that. So we just kind of host everybody there, and then over the weekend we have artists coming into the press area. So we're kind of the middleman. So we work out, we kind of liaise, like our team liaise with the artist teams and the journalists, and we kind of organize all those interviews. And obviously that's hundreds of interviews going on over the weekend.
Yeah.
We then have like TV crews on site. So I'll have multiple, like from Wednesday onwards, usually, like TV and radio crews, and most of the time they start at an unholy time. So we'll go on site. So sometimes you have to be up at 3 a.m. to go and meet people on site, and because any filming, any kind of radio crews, they need to be escorted at all times. We can't let them roam wild and free.
Yeah.
We have to oversee everything. So I'll have to have at least one member of staff with them, just watching what they do, and kind of a lot of the time they'll speak to different people on site, like they do vox pops with kind of festival goers. And then it is, it's really nice because they'll just kind of stop somewhere, like they'll base themselves in District X and then just pull people over. So we'll
Mm.
obviously help them grab people, or, if they want to speak to an organizer, we organize that. Like sometimes they want to speak to an artist, so we'll get that sorted. Although that's unusual. If they're if they're on site at 5 a.m., we probably are not going to get an artist at that time.
I wouldn't have
But
thought so. No.
yeah, so we have, I mean, it's really kind of every day, every minute is very different, really, on site. Yeah, we had 2 years ago, we had Rob and Romesh come on to kind of film this episode. It
Yeah.
was, Rob and Romesh versus Download. And that was really good fun, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of work. It's kind of months of organization ahead of time, like so many calls. And then on site, we had maybe 2 members of staff. So like what's called kind of dedicated to them for the whole weekend,
Okay.
taking them around. For our team, we get 2 golf buggies to kind of help kind of get
Get
everybody
you
on
around.
site.
Yeah.
But that time they had one of our golf buggies. So
Right.
we had someone at all times driving them around, and they wanted to do loads of different things. They did, loads of fun things. So they kind of got drunk with Queens of the Stone Age. They
Yeah.
went on Wheatus's tour bus and was singing Teenage Dirtbag. They had a tattoo done. They had what else? They went on stage with Bleed From Within. So it's lots of different things. So we obviously then have to be, we have to speak to Wheatus's team to get that sorted. We have to speak to Bleed From Within's team to get that sorted because they had to rehearse ahead of time. So it's a lot of emails. It's a lot of calls.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of prep that goes into it before the festival. I'd say there's really we probably start working on it again in September. So
Right.
we obviously work from September until the festival in June. Then we have kind of bits to do, like debriefs and things, all of July. So it's probably only August that we don't work on it.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So it's
That
mad.
is,
It's a big old whopper.
yeah. So you're super busy when the festival's actually on. Do you still get time to enjoy yourself, or is it all work all the time?
It's mainly work, but I kind of I'll give myself a try to have one non-negotiable band a day. That's what I try and go for. So
That's fair.
like I'll pick my favorite band on that day, and then unless there was a big emergency, I'm going I'm going to see them and I'm going to enjoy it. But obviously it depends what happens. Obviously if
Of
something
course.
comes up, then I wouldn't go. But
Yeah.
this year my biggest non-negotiable is a day to remember. So
Okay.
I will be very upset if I'm needed for anything
You
during
need a,
that time.
you need a stand-in. Give us a call.
Yeah.
So you can't
Okay.
take annual leave over Download at all then? No.
There'll be none
Sorry,
of
guys. Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's great.
but yeah, I was curious. Do you have access all areas? Could you just, if you're non-negotiable negotiable band, could you just go and stand side of the stage for them if you really wanted to?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
nice.
yeah, we kind of have to have that access, and it's not as exciting as you would think. It's kind of because our job is then, sometimes it's escorting people. So say, like, I don't know, I say like Kerrang, when I go and speak to Fall Out Boy, I don't know, then then they would need to be, if they wouldn't then have those passes usually. So we would then, someone from our team, it would be their job to escort them back there. So you kind of have to take them there, to the dressing room if it's there, then wait there until it's done, and then take them back
Take
out.
them back. Okay. Yeah, right.
And then sometimes people will, I don't know, let's say Metal Hammer, I think before have done like content pieces where they do a stage walk on So
Yes.
they
Yeah.
will then film, I don't know, previously I remember them doing Skindred, so they've kind of followed Skindred from their dressing room, kind of warming up and like walking then through the artist area and then onto the stage. And I guess watching them get kind of, I don't know what the word is, riled up, getting
Yeah.
ready to go out on stage. And those moments are quite special to see.
Yeah.
I think the one that sticks in my head, I think they had done that for them in the Download pilot. So that was when
Yeah.
we hadn't had any events for a long time. So it did feel, and it was very last minute. I think it all happened in like 3 weeks or a month or something
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
wild.
at the pilot. It was
Yeah,
incredible.
it was unbelievable. So I think
Yeah.
that was
Brilliant.
really special because, obviously we hadn't seen any live music for a long time. I think I got tearful at nearly every band I watched.
I think there was a lot of people. There was a lot of emotions to that one.
I
After that as well, people were like, "Can we please have a smaller download as well as the normal one?" Because
Yeah,
everyone loved that it was so like such a little scaled down version of
yeah,
it. I think everyone was just like, "Yeah, can we have this?" But also the big download as well.
yeah. It was, I mean, it was amazing. It was just the most incredible atmosphere.
Oh,
I
definitely.
really, I'll never forget that. It was
No.
a highlight for me, definitely.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Yeah. And people that were there, we absolutely loved it. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was cracking.
Oh, what a time.
I know. I know. So long ago now as well. You think about
yeah.
how long ago that was. It's crazy.
Was that 2021?
One.
One.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh God, so that was 5 years ago.
I know.
Lordy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time flies.
That is crazy. Yeah.
Time flies.
The pilot is the only one that I've missed. I
Oh
couldn't go
wow.
to the pilot. So yeah, but I mean, we started the podcast the week before the pilot. So
Oh never.
Simon went and then came to talk about it on like episode 2, I think it was, which was
Oh,
great.
oh,
Long time
lovely.
ago.
But yeah, I mean, there's so much that happens behind the scenes, and even more. We've been aware that so much happens behind the scenes for a long time, but now to learn there's even more, going on. So much organization for everything. Um, and Simon said loads of times on the podcast, like it's a miracle that festivals even happen in the first place. And now to learn even more, yeah, even more about that. But we were talking about Side of Stage a minute ago, and it reminded me of I'm sure there was a few years back, a lot of people were saying that they'd seen Frank Skinner
Oh
at
yeah.
the side of the stage, and obviously that wasn't a TV thing like Ron Ramesh. He
No.
must have just decided he wanted to come, and so would he have just sort of contacted you and said, like, I want to go, but I don't want to be in the crowd. Can you take me around all the stages?
But he's just a really big Download fan, so he's been a few times.
Yeah.
Um, and I think I remember actually the first time we just found out I think he just came. I think he got tickets and he was just in normal kind of general camping. And then maybe somebody had realized and they gave him extra access. I think
Get
Okay.
it
you.
happened,
Right, yeah.
but he was very, really lovely, like so nice and normal. I know that everybody who kind of bumped into him was talking about how lovely he was. It's like very, very down to earth. And then we were talking about this yesterday, actually, because I had a call with Mary Wyatt, so who kind of our partner of Download.
Yeah.
And they had kitted him out. They'd given him some clothes, bumped into
Nice.
him, and they gave him this poncho, and he was wearing it all the way around Download and this kind of Mary Wyatt poncho. This was a couple of years ago when it did rain.
Yeah.
And then he actually went on. I can't remember if it was Good Morning Britain or the One Show. My head's gone, but it was a big TV show, and he was wearing a Download Mary Wyatt t-shirt. It was brilliant.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, that's
That's
cool.
cool. That is cool. Yeah, he's a cool dude as well. So that's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. It
Yeah.
was very cool because it is, it's just one of those things that you wouldn't really expect. Like you just wouldn't expect to see that person there or to be into that stuff, but it's really nice to see. I think he'd come with his son, maybe.
Oh,
Okay.
cool. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Dano's got a
Yeah.
far reach, like people come from literally all over the world
Oh
for the
yeah.
festival. Always on YouTube, people are messaging me like, "Yeah, I'm coming from Sweden. I'm coming from New Zealand." It's just like
Yeah.
it's unbelievable how far people travel to get there. It's a mecca
Yeah.
for a lot of people, I think.
Oh, it really is. I think even I was in California last month on holiday, and I was DJing at this night, emo night, and I met these girls from San Diego, and they were asking what I did in the UK, and I said, oh, I work in PR, and I said I work for Download Festival, and they're like, no way, oh my God. And they're like, Download Festival. And they thought it was amazing. And I was like, oh, you know it. And they're like, of course we do. It's like massive. Um,
That's cool.
so it is just nice when you kind of realize then how big it is around the
Mm,
world. Um,
yeah.
and I think last year we had quite a lot of American influencers came over. Like it does have a very good international reach, which is
Mm.
really nice to see. I think that's kind of building all the time.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And for you as well, like you're part of the puzzle that puts Download together. So, you can go to the other countries and be like, yeah, I work on Download because I got an awesome job. So that's
yeah.
really cool.
I know it's very nice. Like it's really nice to see because, obviously it's a big deal to us. And
Mm,
we are the second biggest festival in the UK after Glastonbury, which I think people don't realize sometimes. Um,
yeah.
but obviously it's a big deal here. But it's nice to see that it's
Mm.
reached to the rest of the world. It's such a
Oh yeah.
big deal to
Yeah.
everybody. So, and I'm very proud, very proud.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely, well, it's always been big, but it's definitely grown over the last, 5 or so years. I think a
Mhm.
lot of people would have expected that Reading and Leeds was probably the second biggest
Yeah,
festival. But
I think I think what it is that if you put the two together, then they're bigger. But I think
Oh
as
yeah, yeah.
single sites, they are smaller.
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
I
that
think
makes
that's what
sense.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about influencers a second ago, uh, I bet that's getting a lot harder. It seems like so when we first started, there weren't that many, but since the rise of TikTok and it seems like everybody wants to be an influencer for Download. I mean, I know it's with targeting ads or targeting content, I guess.
Yeah.
It shows you more of that, but I bet that's getting harder to navigate with so many more people wanting sort of a slice of the pie. Do you get thousands of people applying?
It is. It's a lot. It's a lot. I wouldn't say it's harder though. I mean, that is a kind of maybe like a specialist area for me. Like when
Mm,
I started at LD, I kind of, because I knew quite a few, I was kind of friends with quite a few. Um, I think I then brought it in, and then over the years, it's been getting more and more important. Um, and I think like our clients have seen the importance of it as time has gone on, and now,
mm,
it is a hugely important thing, and it's a really good way for us to get ourselves out there because obviously some of the content then is just amazing. It really shows the festival. Um,
mm.
Yeah,
I guess that's the thing, because obviously, the traditional media obviously is still amazing, and like that's still a huge thing for us. And to get a big feature in a big
Mm.
kind of print media thing is huge for us still. And
Yeah.
obviously incredible. But then it's also amazing then when you get to see one of these videos, because it really sometimes just captures the atmosphere of it. Um,
yeah,
and then they're also very good at kind of building it up and like building excitement.
Mm,
And they'll kind of post like there was actually, because you mentioned the international thing, there was a Spanish influencer last week who did a really amazing piece, like kind of for international audiences about like kind of how to on Download, like how to cut,
yeah,
like how
yeah,
to
yeah.
travel there. Like it was kind of showing like your nearest train station, your nearest like airport, like all this
Nice.
kind of,
That's
you
cool.
know, hotels or whether you camp. Like it was kind of showing all those bits and what kind of budget you would need. It was just really helpful to have those kind of things. So I think it was
Yeah.
good for people to see. It's just very useful.
Mm.
But it has pretty much sold out. So it's
Yeah.
not that handy for this year, but for next year,
Yeah.
because it is actually our fastest selling download ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about that in a minute, but yeah, with the influencers, like we said, there's so many of them. How do you remember who's who? Do you have to have like a spreadsheet or a database? Say, oh, well, this guy was good. He was an international guy who did, the how-to.
We do.
Talk,
I mean, we do have a database. We do have a database, but
I
I
wonder
would
where
say
we're on it.
I do. You're on there, don't you worry.
Excellent.
We have mailing lists, we have databases, we have everything. But I would say I have quite good memory for people, which is probably why I can do my job because it's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
it's all kind of people being a
I
people
suppose
person.
influencers as well, like especially like the download vlogs, they're so popular on YouTube. Some of them probably have more reach than television does, just
Yeah.
because of a lot of young people don't really watch TV anymore. They watch YouTube or they watch TikTok, or so I can understand why not influencers, but just vloggers and all people that have become such an interesting and important part of trying to sell downloads to a wider audience. It makes sense.
Oh yeah, we kind of work with different people all the time. We have a kind of core group who have been coming forever and have been, supporting Download forever, that will always kind of be loyal to us, and so we'll always want them there. But it's then really nice to see, because I think every year we have more and more new ones coming.
Yeah.
So I know that, and I guess that it kind of does tie in with, I think, like last year there was I think the data from Ticketmaster said it was like 44% new ticket buyers. So obviously the reach is just growing and growing, like as it evolves as a festival. And I think that kind of shows up in kind of new influencers and new, media and things being interested in coming.
Yeah.
So, we've got one this year who I don't think has ever come before. And he's a kind of guitar specialist, like YouTuber. He has 3 million subscribers. It's just wild. So he's coming for the first time, which is amazing. But yeah, it just kind of grows every year, and we get, different ones coming. There's one who wants to come, who's got nearly 1 million followers, and his thing is like being in his truck. So he wants to bring his truck to Download and have people kind of go over and speak to him by his truck. And I think, you'd mentioned previously there was one we had last year, who came on his motorbike and kind of rode around the site and threw out sweets.
Yeah.
That's his thing, and he's got over 1 million followers. And then it kind of evolved to being on our golf buggy with different bands, and so he just ride around. I think he went with like Bullet for My Valentine and a few other bands, and they were kind of throwing out sweets, and then you just see people in the crowd being like, hang on, is that Bullet for My Valentine? It was very, very entertaining. So it's just kind of nice to do these different things that are it's just different every year, and I guess it's just more exciting for bands as well, like to kind of mix it up from just traditional interviews. They still have those, but then they have kind of fun things to do like that too, so it's quite nice to see like just the whole range.
Yeah, that is cool. Very cool.
We've got one coming this year. She's a big kind of fitness influencer, again, kind of nearly 1 million, like 1 million followers. And she is just not, she doesn't look like she would be alternative. She's just quite like, so I guess her following are probably quite mainstream. And then, this year she's done a program, like a fitness program for people to get fit, Get Fit Ready for Download, Get Mosh Pit Ready.
Okay.
Nice.
I think
Yeah.
Get Mosh Pit Ready is what it's called.
Mosh pit ready. Yeah.
So, then for us with that, that's just a really nice thing because it then opens up to any people who might not know about it yet.
Mm,
Yeah.
And then there are people then who wouldn't have been aware of it and then might see it and see the
mm.
lineup and think like, oh, like I actually didn't realize, I didn't realize it was like that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
those things are all really beneficial to us for that reason. So
Yeah, you
yeah,
have to keep the cycle going as well. You have
yeah,
to keep getting new people into the festival, because
yeah,
then you'll get people like us. You'll get people that will just come back again, and they'll come back again. But then you need to get new people as well, because so you have to keep
yeah,
that cycle running. We totally get that and
Yeah.
understand. You want to
yeah,
reach as many people as possible.
Yeah.
definitely. That's
I,
it.
I would guess that kind of thing is for more, long-term gain, I guess, than short-term. But yeah, it was. I never really thought about it much until we had Rob Kellis on the show, who he
Oh yeah,
pointed out. Yeah, he said about how nothing like everything in District X only costs download money. It is not there to, and it was announced after it had already sold out this year. So that's not going to be a draw for selling tickets. So yeah, and it made me think, obviously there's so much that you want to put in to get, like Simon said, just to get people coming back year after year. But yeah, all that stuff is cool and more clever than I can understand, really.
yeah.
But yeah, the sellout this year, fastest sellout is
Yeah.
incredible.
Well, I think we've still got a few
Oh,
Saturday tickets left, but
yeah,
it is the fastest selling one ever. I think before we even announced any bands, I think it was over 40,000 tickets sold. Just
It's
madness.
crazy.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it is just kind of going from strength to strength every year. So it's really amazing to see. And I think,
Mm,
it is things like, District X being put in, to Danica and Jenny do an amazing job kind of booking those
mm,
things. And I think, it just really adds to the experience. So as well as having the main arena, you then got all these fun things happening outside of that. So, last year obviously was Venga Boys, which
mm.
went down very, very well. People were obsessed with it.
We were
Yeah,
there. We were there for a bit.
yeah.
Very good.
It
And
was
then,
bit packed though, wasn't it?
It took us about half an hour to squeeze our way into the tent.
but this is the thing though, I think it's the things that people wouldn't expect to see at Download that
Mm.
just kind of elevate the experience for people. So, like this year, I am very excited about Five.
Oh, a lot of
So
people are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am giddy because that was the only, when I was a kid, I kind of thought I was a bit too cool for boy bands, and they were the only ones that I thought were cool enough for my taste because they were like the bad boys. Um, so I did really love them. So I'm very excited about that one.
Awesome.
But it is,
Yeah.
it's things like that are just good fun. And I think, yeah, people wouldn't expect to see that there, but then they
Mhm.
go down so well. And obviously they have all these different DJ sets. They have like drag shows, like bingo, fitness things, like it's just kind of never ending, really. Like the
Well,
program.
we're old school downloaders, so we remember when there was nothing.
Yeah.
The bands would finish. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing
Football
else to
pitch,
do. Football
jumpers to
pitch, maybe.
goalposts.
Yeah. So it's like when the festival came back after 2020 and all of these things started to come together, they've been sprinkled for a few years, the sort of late 2010s, but when these things really started to come into fruition, we thought, wow, it's growing the festival in ways that it's never had before, which was just so cool.
Yes, I just, I do think it's really amazing. It just kind of all adds to the experience. It just makes it so much fun. And
Mm.
it is then really nice to see the response, and when you're on site to see how much fun everybody's having. Like, it's just, yeah, it's very good.
Mm,
Yeah.
very cool.
Do you or your team bring anything to District X at all? Do you have anybody that you invite to add to that? Because I know, well, I don't know what it might be actually. Do you have anything that you bring to that?
No, I mean the booking of District X is all Jenny and Danica, so all we do is kind of, if TV crews are there, we might take them up there.
Right. Okay.
Or encourage people to go and check things out there. But generally, once the media are there, they can do whatever they want and
Okay.
go and explore.
Okay. Well, also speaking about this year a bit more,
Mhm.
I was looking through the A to Z, as we do, because that's kind of our job for the podcast. And I was scrolling down and I thought, isn't that Leish? A
Yeah,
picture of you.
there we are.
Yeah.
Am I on there?
Yeah.
Oh,
So you're a DJ as well. We'll get
I
into that in a
am.
little bit. But yeah, so you're DJing for the silent disco on
I
Sunday
am.
night.
I
What on
am.
earth are you doing on Sunday night? Why would you want to do a Sunday night?
This is me every single year.
Okay.
It's a madness, the double duty. So I will work, and we get on site probably 7 a.m. and work probably through till midnight. And then I somehow always end up doing at least one DJ set. Last year I did two, the year before I did two. There was one, I think, where I finished DJing, I think it was 2 years ago. I finished DJing at 3 a.m. and then I had to be back on site at 5 a.m. with a TV crew.
Oh my
Just
God.
That
don't
was
leave.
that was a foolish decision. I think I probably had about 10 minutes of sleep in between if I was lucky.
Jesus.
Wowza.
Silly. But
Yeah,
but
if that was me, I would say to him, "Oh, DJ, Wednesday morning. That's it. I'm not going to have any energy Sunday evening."
I do have a kind of bizarre, I don't know, it seems like I don't need very much sleep. So download weekend, I do then run on the adrenaline. So I do then, once I get home after download, I kind of crash and then I will sleep. I'll sleep a lot then when I get home. But while I'm there, I tend to be fine. And everybody on the team is always, oh, for God's sake, here she goes. Because I'll be like, oh, I'm surprisingly perky today. So yeah, it is funny. But last year I did two. I did I think Saturday night I DJ'd with Danny Filth, which was great fun.
I was there for
I
that.
think
Oh, you were there. There we go.
We were
went
there for that.
We
Yeah,
were
we were
sat
there.
outside for a lot of it, I believe.
There we
Yeah.
go.
But
Yeah.
we did go in. Yeah.
So I did that one, and then I had done I think a guest stereo one on the Sunday last year, which was also great fun. And then this year so far it's just the Sunday, and it's silent disco against uproar. So it's a goodbye download theme. So they're playing pre-millennium, I'm playing post-millennium. So of the artists who have played over the weekend. So
Nice.
it should be a good laugh. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. I've never been into a silent disco. Simon's told me so many times I need to.
I keep telling him they're so much fun, and I still haven't dragged him to one yet.
Do you know, I would recommend it. They are great fun. In fact, my best one I think I ever did was the Download Pilot. And it was just wild because I think it was 10,000 people in the tent. And it was me and my friend Lauren doing it together. And it was just honestly euphoric, I would say. It's just ridiculous. But it's just very entertaining. It's very funny to watch because obviously you're playing the songs and people can just hear it on the headphones. But when you're kind of listening to them singing, it is funny.
Yeah.
And then as well, when you've got two channels, I've done it before, so I don't know, someone's playing, like say, I was playing Rolling by Limp Bizkit, so everybody's doing the dance move, and then the other channel maybe they're doing YMCA. So then
Yeah.
you've got half of the room doing the rolling moves and half of them doing YMCA. So it is ridiculous. It's very good fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I was as well saying to Simon a while back, it would be awesome if, we could go head to head on a silent disco or something
Yeah.
like that, or a DJ set. And then I realized I don't know how to DJ. I just I do I just want to I just want to play some of my Scandinavian bands to people through like an
Hey,
iPod or something. It's just
there'll be a crowd. There'll be a crowd for it. There will be.
Yeah, true.
obscure bands
Niche.
of people.
Niche, that's the way to
Yeah.
go. Niche.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so with your DJing, you've DJ'd for a long time, haven't you?
Yeah. God. Yeah, I think maybe 14 years now.
Jesus.
Which doesn't feel possible in my head because I'm about 16 in my head. So I think excuse me. But yeah, it is. I mean, it is great fun. I do really love it. I'd had in uni I had a radio show, and then I went on I think I just knew a few DJs in clubs, and then a couple of them just show me the ropes, and then I was off and away. I think I was just always the one who at a party would choose the music. So I think it came naturally. Um, so yeah, so it is, I mean, it's just a very good buzz.
Mm.
It's really nice. So, I did do it as my full-time job for a few years until I started at LD, and then I continued it, but on a kind of part-time basis. So now I'll just do
Yeah.
it on the odd weekend here and there, maybe once a month, twice a month.
That's nice because then it's more of a hobby than a job. So you must
Yeah,
enjoy those ones a lot.
that's it. Because I think when I
Yeah.
did it full time, you get, you can start to get a bit jaded, and then just it becomes a bit of a drag to do it. Whereas now it's just, it's a really fun thing for me.
Yeah.
So I do really like it, and it's just a really nice feeling. Like when you can see that people are having an amazing time, and you know that you've kind of helped them have an amazing time. And you just people like see people dancing and just happy. Like,
Yeah.
it's a really good little adrenaline boost.
That is cool.
I've been really lucky to do lots of fun things. So I've done like quite a lot in the US for emo night.
Nice.
So I used to do like Warped Tour after parties, and like I've done Las Vegas and LA and
Nice.
just really good fun things. And then obviously download many a time. I do Slam Dunk every year. But yeah, just very, very kind of varied things. I also do weddings and just, fitness.
Different vibes.
Yeah.
Different vibes. Yeah.
But then, I've done all sorts. I've done lots of musicians' weddings. I've done one who was a WWE wrestler. So it's very good. It's very good fun because generally the weddings I do, I mean, some are quite mainstream, but then a lot I'll be booked by people who are moshers because they know,
Yeah.
it won't be obviously all that because most people will have, family who are not alternative.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I'll play then a mixture of just kind of mainstream and then usually into the mosher hour.
Yeah.
at
It's
the
all
end.
good. You play the classics and then you work them in to the
Exactly.
to the rock hour. I like it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it is, it's a very good fun little side hustle.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Nice.
I've asked all my questions in a completely wrong or the different order than I wrote them down. So it's flowed nicely, but I don't really know where to go from here other than talking about this year's download and
Oh,
saying
well,
about
actually, because did you say your first one was 2009?
Yes.
So did you go, have you been since, or was there a few gaps, or did you go, like, how many
Oh,
downloads have you been to?
I think every year since 2009.
Wow. So a lot.
Yeah.
What's your favorite year?
Well, I think my best run of artists. So it was 2014, and it was, I think, main stage. It was Bring Me the Horizon, into Fall Out Boy, into Linkin Park doing Hybrid Theory.
That's pretty good.
That
That's pretty good.
was I think that was my best run. Like I really that for me, like all three bands I love so much. And then Hybrid Theory was also the album that got me into rock music. So when I was
Right.
11, and I had actually, when I was 11, did a public speaking exam, and I did it on Hybrid Theory.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, that for me then was a really special moment because that was what had got me into this
Yeah.
world. So that was amazing to see. So that was a really good one for me. Like
Yeah, I bet.
other kind of favorite headliners, probably Rammstein. I really loved watching. I think they did
Nice.
well. I think it was in 2013 and maybe 2015.
16 it was,
16?
16.
Is that
13,
it?
16, yeah.
Thank you. There we go.
He's
I'm a
incredible.
nerd. I'm a
Um,
nerd, don't
I
worry.
like
He
this.
knows
It's
it
good.
all.
Yeah, I loved
Give us
that.
extra points on your spreadsheet.
Very good. But yeah, I loved that because they're just so much fun to watch. Like ridiculous. Can't look away for a millisecond.
We've said before, we're surprised that it's been so long since they've been at the festival. I know there's a
Yeah.
cycle, and obviously you can only book which bands are doing and which bands you can get. But we always think, wow, man, Rammstein haven't played in so long now. Like,
Yeah.
we're excited to see in future, hopefully their name's going to pop up at some point. So,
Well, let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see.
Yeah.
And then other favorites, I think Bring Me the Horizon that was 23.
yeah.
That's because I just really love them. And I think they really, really smashed it out the park. I think, people,
Oh, yeah.
people were
They
not,
were incredible.
people were kind of naysaying a little bit ahead of time, and then they just blew everyone away. They were amazing.
Oh, they made people into fans that weren't fans before. Like, we've been going to Download a long, long time, and that is easily top 5 best Download performances ever. So
Yeah,
insanely good.
even for me, and I wasn't a fan of them
Oh,
before
really?
seeing them. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was
That was
biased
unreal.
because I do really, really love them, but I just thought, I mean, they are ridiculous. I think they get better every time. Their live show is just unbelievable. So that, and I also really enjoyed Fall Out Boy. When was that now? 24?
24, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I loved them too. So yeah, I think those are, I would say 2014 for that run. I
Yeah,
think
that is ridiculous. It's
it was
ridiculous.
ridiculous for my music tastes anyway. Like
Yeah.
that for me was the best it gets. But then obviously it will be amazing, to see Linkin Park then back this year.
Yeah, of
I'm really
course.
excited about that. I'm really excited to see Limp Bizkit headline because when they did it 2 years ago, obviously they weren't headlining, but it was just amazing.
Yeah.
So I think it's long overdue, and
Oh yeah, way
Yeah.
overdue. I'm glad that that last year was Korn, because that was years overdue as well. So I feel like Download is sort of repaying the bands that probably should have headlined a while ago, and saying, okay, you guys, you can all headline now.
Yeah, your turn.
Yeah.
So that will be amazing to see. And then so I think this year will be a very, very good year. And then a day to remember for me. That's I'll be very happy. So
A lot of other people as well, I think, will be. We've been predicting on the podcast, and sorry to say this, that because the theme is lava and Baby Meta are playing, it may be a downpour year. How do you feel about that? How do you handle the rain? Because I bet doing your job running around when the weather's bad must be difficult, because you know what Download's like. It can be beautiful or the other way.
I know. It's obviously the ideal. I mean, really last year was the ideal weather because we didn't really, well, I think our only rain, well, the main rain was the really well-timed rain during Green Day. And
Yeah.
Yeah, that
he
was
said
good.
about the rain coming, and then it came. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But that was a nice kind of sunny year without it being too hot. And then
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
small bit of rain meant it wasn't as dusty as it can sometimes get when you have
True.
just really scorching years. And
Yeah.
generally people don't deal very well with with the really hot years.
No.
It's difficult, isn't it?
True.
But then obviously you don't then want the downpour because it's not as pleasant. But it's obviously I think the download crowds are ready, for all weathers, but
Prepared.
obviously I would like it not to rain.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Yeah.
Because it's fine. I'm mainly based in a cabin. So
Okay, so
it's
you'll be all
not
right.
too
Yeah.
bad. But on the golf buggy we might need a little poncho as you whiz around. But I suppose we take it in our stride. But I am crossing every finger for nice sun.
Yeah. Well, he said we, but I'm not. I've said for a while I'm not superstitious, so I don't think it's going to rain just because Baby Metal are there. I don't. I
Yeah.
don't. I think that's ridiculous.
Come on.
I
I'm
think
only
it's gonna be
going
good
by what
weather.
history. I'm only going by what history has told us so far. Okay.
Let's hope for Baby Metal's sake they get just a nice
Yeah.
weather,
Yeah.
uneventful year.
Yeah. I feel bad for them. It keeps happening to them.
Oh, poor things. But
Yeah.
I'm sure they're going to be fantastic. Very
Oh
excited.
yeah.
Obviously, we'll have our secret sets as usual, but they keep
Yeah.
them very secret. So I usually don't find out till the day.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good,
Yeah.
right? Because you actually, I bet you're not surprised by much. So actually being
Yeah.
surprised by stuff must be fun.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it was, I think we didn't know about, obviously the bookers do, but on the PR team, we didn't know about, say, Parkway Drive doing it until the day when they posted that kind of hinting video. And we were like, no way. So they keep the secrets very well.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to ask actually, not that I'm expecting you to tell us, but do you, and obviously like the download team, the booking team, they know who's going to be headlining probably about 2 years before.
Mhm.
When do you find out? Do you know the next year's yet?
No,
You
no.
don't know. So
No, we tend to find out, I'd say, well, maybe not when we write it. So we would write the press release for maybe like a month out. So we probably
okay.
know like a month before we announce it, maybe.
Yeah.
But
So you don't really even get that much time really to find out either.
No.
Yeah.
And the booking process is kind of, it's always a work in progress. So I think sometimes it goes quite do I mean close to the wire?
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I think they'll know it's confirmed, but it's not kind of fully confirmed. So it's not completely signed off, and sometimes it's like go up to a few days before the announcement. So
I think Download, as general, have got better at hiding stuff as well, because about 2 or 3 years ago, a poster would leak and it would ruin everything. Whereas in the last 2 years, that really hasn't happened. I think Download are really trying to keep as much stuff close to the chest as possible so it doesn't get spoiled for everyone. And the last 2 years, that's been really solid. So I think they probably have to, they deserve a bit of credit for that, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think, it's just kind of been, I think they're now a bit more careful about sending out, because sometimes I think they would do things in advance and send a poster out to, like, say, artist teams, and then maybe somebody in a band has sent it to a friend of theirs to be like, oh, look.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it kind of goes
yeah. It spirals quickly. Yeah.
So I think, now they're just really careful about not sending anything out. We tend to not get the artwork until like the day of the announcement sometimes.
Wow.
But sometimes they are then adding bands on right up to the day of it. So obviously they're not ready anyway. So yeah, it is all quite, sometimes it's quite last minute.
It makes you think you definitely wouldn't want to be on the booking team because it sounds stressful as hell.
It does. Yeah.
They work very hard and they work very long hours.
Mm,
I think it does, it looks a stressful job, but then, they do an amazing job and
Yeah.
it's all worth it in the end.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we actually spoke to Jenny and Danica a couple of years back, and they sort of went into as much detail as they wanted to give us, which was great. So if anybody listening wants to check that out, yeah, look back and find it. But yeah, you were actually in that Zoom meeting as well, and
There it was.
it was all very scary because there's a PR person here as well. Like, what's going to happen? Are you going to like just shut us down and say no? You're not asking that question. And then
The big bad scary PR hovering on the call with the mic off and the camera off. Is there.
But I mean, we spoke just before recording, and so I'm a postman by day. I've never even had an office job, so I don't know any of this side of anything. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I'm just scared of people.
Well, but you're learning now, though. You're learning now.
trying to learn. But yeah, well, speaking of the booking team, though, I know you say you don't do any of the booking, but have you ever like got Cam on the blower and said, look, Cam, there's something in my office that I need to look over, and then just have like Mudvayne playing and just pretend not to see him. I was like,
hints.
That's what I would do.
I think I did a few years ago when Andy Copping was still heading it up. I did do some hinting at Busted. So I think, well, I say hinting, but I had been to see Busted play this arena tour, and when I was there, I noticed all these people in like download merch. And I thought, oh my God, because it is, it's quite a crossover. Because I think for a lot of people,
definitely.
I really loved Busted, but I think especially for people a little bit younger than me, then they were the gateway band, like Linkin Park were for me.
Yes.
So, people got into like Busted and Avril Lavigne and then went from there into kind of heavier things. So I think that is quite a thing. So I then had said to Andy, like, I was actually at a Kylie Minogue show that I did this. This is so funny. This was where me and Jenny from Download Team had DJ'd as warm-up DJs to Kylie Minogue, as you
No way.
That was quite a wacky one.
That's cool.
Very good. But Andy was working the show. And so I was speaking to him and I said, oh yeah, I went to see Busted. I was like, wow, so many Download fans there. And I was like, I think it would go down really well at Download. And he was like, oh, that's a really good idea. But I think also separately, I think Jenny and Danica had also said the same thing. So I think he probably heard from a few different team members.
You weren't wrong, though, because it went down an absolute storm. So
unbelievable. It was so good. I mean, I couldn't get anywhere near to it. It was ridiculous.
I don't think most people could, to be honest.
Oh, it was so good. But yeah, so I think, obviously I could say, and I've kind of been friends with all of the booking, well, I say all, like Cam, Jenny, Danica, I think I was friends with before Download. And Danica actually used to work at LD with us.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
So that, I've kind of got very good relationships with them. They kind of know my music taste. And we talk quite often. And I'll be like, oh my God, 5. So, but I do think probably Jenny and Danica especially have quite similar music taste to me. So they probably do not need me to help give them ideas. They've got their own and they're all excellent. And then obviously Cam, also excellent taste. And all of the contacts in the world, just knows everyone, and there's about 50,000 shows every week.
Yeah. Looking at their Instagram, like just they're everywhere all the time.
Yeah. So they are definitely the right people to be to be booking this festival because,
Mm.
they know everything that's going on. They are, they know everyone and, can see which artists are kind of coming up and are going to fit the festival. So,
Yeah.
it is amazing. They do an incredible job. So that makes my job lots easier.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think we're not going to take up too much more of your time. I think we'll wrap it up here.
No,
But thank you so much for coming on. It's been
thank you.
yeah, it's been so nice talking to you anyway, generally for the last few years about Download, and about us trying to get things get a leg up over other people. And I'm sure you'll hear some more of my ideas in the future.
Excellent.
But yeah, so thank you so much for joining us. It's been
My
amazing.
pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Okay, and yeah, that was, as we said earlier on, that was a great interview. Thank you, Lage, so much for coming on. We're not gonna mess around with all the outro bits that we normally do, because we basically organized this a couple of days ago. We're recording on a strange day, and I'm going to try and get this out as soon as possible. So also, you might find it strange that we aren't really talking too much about the live show. We've already recorded that bit in the episode. It should be coming out tomorrow if I get this out on a Saturday. For this episode, it's a goodbye from Simon.
Goodbye.
And a goodbye from me. Goodbye.